What is up, everybody? I kind of went to start this and was muted, so we got to start it now. So my bad for the first couple seconds. Um, that there was I was sitting and talking to somebody, like about some stuff or whatever, and I didn't know about some of this, so I figured that I could sit and talk with with you guys about it on YouTube and shit. So we're gonna get into this, like, 'cause I've just been kind of just feeling kind of shitty and shit about like not eating healthier foods or whatever, and there's been people telling me that I need to start looking after my health and yada yada and blah 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 and all that other fun stuff. So after I had heard about this, I was like, let's look at this, and see what it actually says, because if RFK Jr. really is trying to like figure out things about food and stuff, I mean, obviously it also says about vaccines and drugs here, but prescription drugs, my bad YouTube, I just kind of just left out the prescription part. But we're gonna get into this. If you guys do not like this video, you guys can just skip it. Like, I'm not here about no politic bullshit. I don't care. I just wanted to like look at this. So we are gonna get into this. So a government report released on Thursday covering wide swaths of American health and wellness reflects some of the most continuous views on vaccines, the nation's food supply, pesticides, and prescription drugs held by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Before we do go on, like a lot of you may already know all of this. I don't really keep up that much with this type of news, like I keep up with like all kinds of like gaming news and stuff like that, and content creators not using their brain cells. So I am way behind because, I just don't pay attention to this. Just as a heads up for you guys as we continue this. So if this is stuff you guys already know, cool. You guys can skip, like I said. If not, we're gonna get into the rest of this. I just wanted to make that part, like, or put that part out there because, I don't always pay attention to the politic side of things because I just don't care about politics. But we're gonna finish getting into this. So the much anticipated Make America Healthy Again report calls for increased scrutiny of the childhood vaccine schedule, a review of the pesticides sprayed on American crops, and a description of the nation's children as over medicated and undernourished. Yeah, they really have been like giving a lot of children meds and stuff for things that they really don't need. So that's at least a plus on this. Plus them not being fed right, like that's just fucked. Especially with some of the stuff that we're being fed. Like, I know there'll be some people out there that ain't gonna agree with me on my takes for this video, yada yada, but like, we really do need to start making things healthy again. Like, I believe is USA known as the fattest country. The US is still the fattest country in the world. So yeah, but I digress with that. So we're gonna finish into this. While it does not have the force of law and official policy, the 69-page AO report will be used over the next 100 days for the MAHA, Make America Healthy Again, commission to fashion a plan that can be implemented during the remainder of President Trump's term. Kennedy said in a call with reporters he refuses to provide details about who authorized the report. Why would you Why would you not provide details about like who authorized the report? Like, if you're trying to make things better, don't you think that there should be some sort of details like about this? Like I would think that we should know who's doing what here. But I mean, the U.S. government doesn't ever tell us anything except for we're good. Uh, we will save lives by addressing this chronic disease epidemic head on. We're going to save a lot of money in the long run and even in the short run. Increased scrutiny of childhood vaccines credited with saving millions of people from diseases figures prominently in the report. It poses questions over the necessary of school mandates that require children to get vaccinated for admittance and suggestions that vaccines should undergo more clinical trials, including with placebos. Yeah, they really. I mean, like this may be end up being a hot take or whatever, and I don't mean to test it more on animals or whatever, but I do believe that we should be having vaccines tested better, more efficiently, so then we know that they work. Instead of just being like, "Oh, your child needs to be shot with vaccine. We give you vaccine." Like they should know what's in the vaccines and stuff, and that it actually works instead of just it might. You want to try it? You want to risk the possibility of no longer being in the world? I mean, go ahead and try it, but we really shouldn't be having to do that. Like we should be able to just get the vaccine, know it works, know it's going to protect either a child, an adult, a teenager, or whatever you want to call yourself. We should just know that it should just work, right? Like we shouldn't be like, you're going to get this and it could possibly work for you. But then again, it possibly couldn't. We don't know. Kennedy, a longtime vaccine critic who previously led a nonprofit, um, that has made false claims about the shots, has continued to raise doubts about the safety of inoculations. I have no idea how you say this word or even what this word means. So if you guys do know what this word means, just bear with us. Yeah, how do you say this? Inoculation. You were loud as fuck, but I appreciate you telling me. It's the action of immunizing, immune. La, la, la. I know the word, I just for some reason can't pronounce it right. Somebody against it is a disease by introducing infective material, microorganisms, or vaccine into the body. Well, it's okay. So, like, this part, I don't know how well I understand what he's saying. So it says raised doubts about the safety of it. Okay, no, never mind. That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking like he was like trying to say that it was bad or whatever for this, because like with it being here, like that's how like a lot of vaccines are. Is like they give you like a dead virus or whatever, so then your body can fight it. So then later on in life, like if you end up like around it again or getting it or whatever, your body already knows how to fight it. But like if there's something like else that's wrong with it, then that's not good. Like we should be having things that are actually working instead of just possibly working. Oops. Let's see, where did I leave off with this? Right here. Even as the measles outbreak has sickened more than 1,000 Americans this week, the health department moved to limit U.S. access to COVID-19 shots. Why? Why were why are we limiting the access to COVID shots? I mean, like, I get the factor of like, at this point now, like, it's gonna be there no matter what. Like, there is no getting rid of it. It's gonna be there, but like, why are you like limiting these? Like, there are people that like still have to go and get them like every so many months or years or whatever. I think it's years, not months, but like so many years. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just misreading what it's meaning. But I'm kind of confused on that part. Other continents part. other continue contention. I don't know. Part of the report are creating factions within the Trump administration, even as it strained to appease opposing forces within the political diverse coalition that Trump and Kennedy have fostered. I don't really care about the political bullshit about this. The report made dozens of references of dietary guidelines and standards in Europe, but environmental protection. Yeah, agency head promised it would not yield more rigorous regulations. Instead, he described a system where companies will be encouraged to comply with, not comply when presented with new gold standard science. This cannot happen through a European mandate system that stifles growth. Despite numerous studies and statements throughout the Maha report that raise concerns about American food products, Trump cabinet officials insist that the nation's food supply is safe. On the report that glyphosate, a commonly used chemical sprayed on crops, may cause serious health problems, including cancer. I feel like that stuff's been around for a while. Like I don't know why we're worried about it now. Like if this is what they have, if they've been using for like decades and stuff now, like I don't know why they haven't fixed this yet. Which I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like some of these places actually do need to have some sort of like stuff to put on their crops because some areas of the United States are very bad when it comes to uh crop eating insects. So like if this isn't the right way, they're gonna have to find something else that's gonna like is it repel, get rid of bugs from wanting to go to the crops. And if this is like what's been doing it, I don't really know what much to say. Like they're gonna have to find something that's better than this then. Like if they're like, if it's causing all these like health problems, or we have to just figure out something else that's gonna keep the bugs off of it, because it's either we go back to eating our vegetables and stuff with bugs crawling around them, or have to deal with this. On Thursday, blah blah blah. The food supply is 100% safe. I mean, if it's 100% safe, then why are we having to have like a discussion about this? Farmers and Republican lawmakers had hounded the administration leading up to the report release, worried it would criticize the chemicals they used. Supporters, too, have been concerned that he would bend to pressure on that issue. Yeah, see it like that's something whatever that like I just don't understand. Like, like if you're trying to fix things and like say like all the farmers and stuff are out there like we can't do this, then why is this thing not changed to be something that's healthier for us? You know what I'm saying? Like, um, report calls on the National Institute of Health to execute sweeping nationwide studies of unprocessed foods, even as the White House has called for 18 billion to be axed from the agency's budget. An extra 500 million has been requested from Congress for Kennedy's Make America Healthy Again initiative. My brain just keeps going like, what is a MAHA? The report raises concerns about other environmental and chemical research results funded by corporations and industry being skewed. But the Maha Commission's call for more neutral research comes as sweeping budget and staff cuts propelled by Trump's Department of Government Efficiency has resulted in 20,000 jobs lost as the nation's health department and billions of dollars rescinded For research studies, the Trump administration also gutted the Environmental Public Health Tracking Program and its cuts of health tracking programs. Blah, blah, blah. The report also raised a concern about the lack of physical activity among children and their prescription drug use, including antibiotics and medications used to treat attention deficit disorders. Hey, you better leave that ADHD stuff alone. That ADD stuff, ADHD stuff. You need to leave that shit alone. Unless that shit's getting fixed better to where it's actually gonna help children and adults, because there are adults who have it as well. If this isn't gonna help, like ADD and ADHD uh, humans, then I'm not quite sure why you're gonna be why you're raising concerns unless you guys are gonna be making something that's gonna be healthier. Like right now, I know that there's a lot of things out there that are being addictive to people with ADD, ADHD, autism. I'm not sure what other, like mental health things that are out there that are also used, so you have a prescription for. Like that's something else, whatever, that kind of annoys me about like the government and shit. And now this is just speculation because it just seems like I just keep seeing this just from everything else and other things. But for some reason, the government does not believe in ADD, ADHD. They just think people are lazy. So like instead of like people actually have mental health issues or like some of that, like some of the politician-y stuff, they're just like, no, we didn't have that as kids. What do you talk about? ADD and ADHD is just made up. But in reality, they just didn't know how to diagnose it and cure it during their youngness stages. You know what I mean? Like, there are people out here who believe the the politicians or other people or whatever that are in higher power to be like, people aren't people aren't mentally ill. They just have really, really bad brain problems because they think that they should be special. When in reality, some people really are special, and they can't be like normal people. Like I wonder how many of these like politician-y people and people that are high ups have some sort of ADHD, ADD, autism, and all that, and they just don't know it because they're in their like 60s and 80s to hundreds, and they're like, none of that shit was around in my day. My day, we had to walk up a mountain to go find condoms. I'm pretty sure whatever, if you're gonna waste your time to go walk up a mountain to go get some condoms, whatever, you have some mental problems there. Because I don't think anybody's gonna walk up a mountain in the snow to go just so they could go, bang a rang a lang and shit around the world. Nobody cared that much, and we can tell that by the fact that there's a generation called baby boomers, you know, So all these walking up a mountain in the snow to go get some condoms, I'm pretty sure you guys were using that as an excuse for something else. But I digress. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think they're actually going to be actually like fixing these things? Like making food better, making prescriptions better, making vaccines better. In my honest opinion, I don't think that they're actually going to do much anything with this. Like they sit and continue to say they're going to, but in reality, I don't think they're doing anything. I think this is just them just trying to just raise a bunch of hoopla. Cause it's been more than 100 days, hasn't it? How long has it been since RFK Jr. started? Um, What are we looking for? Started the food fixing? I can't, my brain isn't working right this minute. Um, has announced a shift in the federal government's approach to nutrition. The upcoming dietary guidelines will emphasize the importance of eating whole foods. How can... See, why is this not telling me, like, how long ago this was? Let's just do this. How long ago was Trump re-elected? I can't spell, but it'll figure out what I wanted. Um, 2012 to the present. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. 47th president right here, okay. Da, 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 da. I don't know if it's gonna tell me when. Cause like I knew that he was put in what, January, February, somewhere in there. But it said he was gonna do something in 100 days. Copilot, maybe Copilot will hook me up with what I'm looking for. How long ago was Trump elected? Yeah, good shit, AI. Um, November 5th. That's not what I wanted. When did Trump take office in 2025? That's maybe one. The 20th. Yeah, so January 20th. So what is 100 days after January 20th? 100 days after lands on April 30th. So we're like almost a whole month after this, and we're still figuring this out. I'm not sure when this was posted. Does it tell me? Probably does. I just don't. Oh, it's an hour. All right then. I'm just looking over it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. I kind of rambled on for a good minute. Damn, yeah, a good like 20 some minutes. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys actually think that they're actually going to do something with all this, or do you think they're just blowing smoke up our butts still? Yeah, I'm hopefully or whatever they actually do something about it, and we could start affording cheaper, healthier food instead of us being out here just having to just survive on what we can survive with. But yeah, outside of that, hopefully everybody has a good rest of their day. My bad, I rambled on so long. I don't know if I really rambled on super long or if it just took us this long to get through everything, but we will catch you guys later. Peace out, my guy.